we're finally on the road again.
I got zip ties and I got paracord. That is literally what's holding that up in place.
We have not been out in Ellie in over 6 months.
Yes.
Oh God, it feels good to be back out, doesn't it?
God, yes.
So we've had some issues lately. We were planning a trip in mid-January, getting her all prepped, getting her cleaned and ready to go, fill it up with propane gas. And on the way home, what happened?
Well, our awning automatically deployed as we were going down the road. And we had got a letter in the mail saying that there was a recall on this year make and model, that could happen. And we had been lucky for quite some time. And, well, finally happened. Right before we were gearing up to go to the trip, it's like I was telling Lisa, I'm glad it happened at home,
Right.
in town, than on the road, like on the interstate or something, because that would have sucked even worse.
Oh God, could you imagine?
Yeah. So we were able to limp it back home. We had to cut the awning off, the actual material off. Elisa and I hoisted it back up, zip tied it, and then the next day we limped it on down to Baton Rouge to our closest dealer.
Mm-hmm.
They've ordered the parts, and it's just going to take a while for them to get the parts. But in the meantime, while we were there, we were like, there's a list of things that needed to be fixed. So we went ahead and had those things fixed, like our generator needed to be fixed. We had our converter needed to be fixed. Our batteries, we had 2 house batteries that needed to be changed out. Those were bad. Oil change on the generator. We had a leak in the fan, in the fantastic fan. It would leak.
Well, Jason fixed it, but it still would leak if like torrential rain came in.
I fixed it and it wouldn't leak for a while, then it started leaking again. And so I just had them scrape it all off and reseal it. And we haven't had any rain yet, so we'll see. Hopefully that works. But they didn't have it for too long, about 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And here we are now.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the nearest dealer to us is over 2 hours away. So we were able to get it in there and get all of the things. We've been kind of like making a list and saying, oh, well, whenever we take it, we'll do this. And whenever we take it, we'll do that. Because it is so far, it's not something we can just run down the street and get things fixed. And we were just like watching and waiting, saying, is it fixed? Is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? And they just told us, look, it's going to be a while on that awning because it's a warranty issue and they have to get special approval for it.
Yeah, they've only done it one time there too, so they're, don't really know what they're doing. But they did say it will be fixed because it's a recall issue, obviously, but it may take some time. They're still waiting on it to be approved, although it will be approved because it's a recall, but it's just the formality sometimes takes a while.
Yep.
And I'm like, So he said, look, we got all these other things fixed. If you guys want to come get it, when those parts come in, we'll call you and you can bring it back and leave it and we'll get that awning fixed for you.
Yep.
Even when I do get the awning fixed, I'm still probably going to keep the fuse pulled.
And where's the fuse right now, Jason?
Right here at my door. Probably where it's going to stay until I need to actually use the awning.
Right.
So I learned my lesson on that. So if you do have a recall, go get it fixed because it's probably going to happen to you. So that we actually had 2 other recalls too. Had a leak in the gas line on the generator, which we had that fixed. I didn't see any leaks at all, but they said they found one and
Oh, they did find one?
well, they said they fixed it.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure. They said, well, we fixed that recall. I'm like, well, I didn't really see a leak.
Maybe they just had to change a part no matter what.
You never know.
You don't know.
The other recall was on
Our stove.
It had I don't know if ours did or not. I didn't smell any leaks, but a lot of the same models had cracks in their plumbing, like their gas line.
Yeah. So they checked that and we're good to go on that one too.
Yeah, so all systems go. Everything that's like gone wrong over the last 2 years that's been piling up.
It's all fixed.
It's all fixed now. But we've set it up for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And y'all, it's so true. If you set it up and you don't use it, that's when things go bad.
Yep.
when we were running her, nothing was going wrong with her. So, but both of we've only had this for 2 years, and both of the house batteries needed to be replaced.
Well, they said they had some life left in them, but they weren't firing on all cylinders, and it was
Well, I
better
couldn't
to
start
just
the
replace
generator
them.
wouldn't start.
Yeah.
I couldn't start the generator. It would crank up, but it wasn't converting the energy over to where it would keep running. I could fire it up for about 30 seconds, and then it would just die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I went inside and told Lisa, I said, I think the batteries are about gone. And sure enough, they did. And let me tell you something, those batteries, commercial batteries that we have, are almost $500 a piece.
They are $500 a piece.
So, yeah, you can get them cheaper in some places, but not much. They're super expensive. So, I had these ambitions about getting a Class A one day. And then I'm like, when I got my total for all the repairs, I'm like, yeah, we're never going to have one of those.
Nope. Yeah, because it was 2 batteries at $500 a piece, then a converter was $400, then the labor for the batteries, because it's up underneath the van, hard to get to.
So it's like about $4,000.
All in all, yeah. So, yeah, but she is running like a little engine now, and all systems go. We're ready to hit the road. I had to do some work this morning, so we decided to leave at about 1 o'clock.
Our awning is still zip tied. I got it tied off with paracord and zip ties and a couple of bungee cords, but we're good to go.
Yeah, we just can't pull off the awning. There is no awning.
And it's
the
a windy
fabric
day
is
too,
gone.
so we just got out of Louisiana not too long ago. It's like the worst roads in America. So the zip ties are holding up.
They are. So we've got a 12-hour drive from Alexandria to Tampa, Florida, and we're going to do about half of it today and half of it tomorrow. And yeah, we're
got
just
a late start
on a journey now. So it's starting to get a little dark, but we've got a little daylight left.
We're hungry. We're waiting to Buc-ee's.
We're waiting for Buc-ee's in Alabama.
Closer and closer. I've got my coffee in my Buc-ee's mug. So we love our Buc-ee's, especially on the road. It's a must stop if we pass one.
It is. Yeah, leave a comment down below. Are you a person that has to stop at a Buc-ee's when you pass it? We definitely are.
We just passed one that they're building in Hattiesburg, and that's going to be the closest one to our actual home.
Yep.
It's exactly 4 hours.
Yeah, so we're excited. They're going to have one in Mississippi. They're actually building one in Louisiana, north of us in Ruston. But we don't ever go that way, so I don't see us ever stopping at that one. But this one here on I-10 in Mississippi will definitely be a spot that we stop at.
Oh yeah, we're stretching her out.
Yeah.
It's cozy up inside the belly of Ellie.
We're so glad to be back on the road.
She's glad to be back on the road. So, one thing I've learned, we've been busy traveling and whatnot, and doing projects at home, just, life. And we had her sitting up a little bit too long. And that's my fault for not going over at least once every couple of weeks and firing up the generator. So I definitely suggest that you do that if you don't do that, because the same thing that happened to you. The carburetor's going to go bad. Yeah, that was another thing. The carburetor was bad. They had to change the carburetor out, which I told Lisa, said that I'm pretty sure that's gone bad too. But anyway, go fire them up every now and then, at least every couple of weeks if you store them.
Well, hopefully we're off on this adventure, and we will be out on the road a lot more often in 2025 than we were the last couple of years. So this is the first trip of the year, heading to Florida.
It'll be at least another 2 years before we have to change our batteries again, so we're good. We plan on, we're going to save our money, y'all, and hit the road.
And we're good for boondocking now, so we can make up in not paying for campgrounds and what we just paid for batteries.
Yeah, we double-checked the inverter. It fired right up. All the battery levels, all the levels are looking good. Everything's reading as it should. So, the only other thing I had to figure out was when you let your battery die in this van, which, it's set up, so it's died multiple times. That's my fault. Everything went to kilometers, like miles per gallon. Your average miles per gallon is kilometers. Your mileage, that was kilometers, and I had to figure that out. You actually do that on your little radio navigation screen over here, not on your actual odometer. I had to figure that out. All kind of interesting things that we've learned about Ellie 2 years into it. So I was just telling Lisa a little while ago, there's a lot of people, I bet, that have their RV for a couple of years and constantly trade them out every couple of years and hardly know anything about their RV. So it's kind of cool. I think we're going to keep her for a while.
I think so too.
Yeah, because the grand plans for the Class A
are gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I just want to
replace 2 batteries, not 6.
And regular tires.
Those things have, you know.
Oh, and tires. We haven't even had to change our tires yet.
But our technicians and the sales guys over at our dealer were like, you know what, though, man? I was looking around all the Class A's that they had lined up to go in the shop.
Yep.
And there was this really old, like, Greyhound, Bluebird bus. And he said, that's the most solid, my favorite one. He said, you walk in that thing, it is solid. They don't build them like that anymore. And he said, and I was telling him that I wanted one of those. And he was like, look, man, you're better off with this right here because it's so much better quality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of knew that, but it made me feel good because these things are so insulated and they're made better. This is obviously Winnebago Travato. This particular model I speak about.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, look, man, we service these things all the time. All these buses that you see here, said they're not made well. They have so many problems. He said, this thing right here you got, this is made way better. And I'm kind of knew that, but it's always good to hear somebody that works on them all the time to tell you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just like road noise. I mean, we're sitting here talking as we're driving down the interstate, you know, going 70 miles an hour, and we can hear each other. Yeah. You know, we had a Class C before this, and it was very noisy going down the road. We would have never attempted conversation in the car.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's very good.
Am I yelling? I feel like I'm yelling because I'm so jacked.
He's jacked
on
coffee. Coffee.
Like every time I have to stop and pee, I just fill up my mug with coffee. But I'm from Louisiana, y'all. That's normal.
Yeah. Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to take you for a adventure with us. We're traveling to Florida, and we don't know exactly where we're staying tonight because we're going to drive until we get tired. So,
y'all,
we'll figure it out.
Keep your fingers crossed that our zip ties stay zip tied. But hopefully this is going to be a fun, good journey.
I think it will be.
You'll find out.
Yep, you sure will. So we are at Buc-ee's in Foley, Alabama, right outside of Gulf Shores, and we've got our gas. But what's really cool, I'm so excited, there is a row of RVs that look like they're spending the night here at Buc-ee's. We're gonna go in and ask if that's a possibility because we were gonna wait and go about another hour down the road, but seeing all these RVs over here, we're like, hey, we might just spend the night at Buc-ee's. How cool would that be? Yeah, but look at this. So we've got RVs here. These guys even have their slide out all the way down the road over there. So Jason's got us parked up, and we're gonna go inside and see if we can spend the night too. If we get the okay that we can spend the night here, we absolutely are. Yeah, they've got their slides out, TV on.
Oh yeah,
they are in for the road.
So today, so guess who else is? That was gonna be us. Your first overnight at Buc-ee's.
Yeah,
it's about to happen. But first, brisket. So we asked the brisket guys if you can spend the night here, and they said they don't know. But they said, we're not going to ask, just go do it. So I think we're going to. But while we're here, when you're at Buc-ee's, you got to buy something. We're getting some brisket. I'm going to get a brisket sandwich. Jason's getting some sliced brisket. We're going to wander around and see what else we can find. Yeah. Would you like some of my warm nuts? I absolutely do after the brisket, though. All right. I am going to go in for the brisket, low carbonate. I may get me a little bite of that sandwich, but I was going to save this for tomorrow, but I've had no bread today. I'm trying to, do good on my diet again because I've done terrible. Anyway, lots of goodies. Ready to eat? What's that jerky you got? Okay, I got the Bohemian garlic beef jerky. So I asked him, I said, man, there's so many of them. I'm like, I didn't know what to pick. So he was like, the Bohemian is real popular. He said, gave me a sample and I tasted it. I'm like, oh yeah, give me some of that. Real juicy, thick pieces of beef jerky. And you got the chopped beef, right?
Yeah.
Chopped beef sandwich, some warm nuts. And Elisa also got what she always gets.
The banana pudding. Now, we're not going to eat all of this tonight. This is today and tomorrow.
And I got me some habanero pork rinds for tomorrow, the drive. And
how much did we spend in Buc-ee's?
A lot.
$69.
Yeah. I didn't even pay attention. I was so hungry.
How's that brisket, babe?
Good. Real good. You know, is it the best brisket in the world? No, but it's Buc-ee's brisket and it's good. So I got the lean and the fatty. I got some sauce here to dip it in.
And you have to buy at least a pound. They won't let you buy less than a pound.
It's a solid pound right there.
Good stuff, huh?
Yeah. It's easy to eat. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll set it in my little tray right there, and then I'll just dip it as I'm going down the road.
Yep.
And eat it just like this. Oh, I was hungry, man.
And I do eat bread. So I've got the chopped brisket sandwich. What is that?
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's so good.
See, there's your brisket. Tender. That's some of your point. Pretty decent smoke ring on it. You trim the fat real good. Good piece of brisket. I'm enjoying it. I've literally just about ate that whole pound of, I told y'all I was hungry. So, we were asking some of the employees in there that were serving us up the brisket if it's allowed, because we told them about all these RVs with their TVs on, like clearly they're gonna post up for a while. One guy said, yeah, I thought they could, and one guy said, absolutely not. The older guy said, absolutely not. I'm gonna probably go with him. We also looked it up online, and it clearly says no. Everything that we found, it says no. I don't think we're gonna chance it.
Nah, not worth it.
We're not gonna be like that. We're just gonna follow the rules, buckle on down the road. I think we'll probably post up in Pensacola or somewhere tonight, probably on Cracker Barrel.
Yep. All these guys are clearly here for a while. They've got slides out, TVs on. They are spending the night unless they get kicked out. We're not chancing it though. We're gonna eat our yummy, yummy brisket and we're gonna head on down the road. We were planning on stopping in Pensacola. Pensacola is kind of the halfway point between where we live and either Orlando or Tampa, which is where we're going to Tampa this time. So Pensacola it is. I was really excited when I saw all these RVs here that we were gonna get to sleep at Buc-ee's and go get breakfast in the morning, but we're not gonna chance it. Off we go.
All right, I'm gonna show y'all the prime driving position. Okay, y'all ready?
Yep.
Here goes. Boom! As we go into Florida. We just crossed.
There's Ellie and there's Cracker Barrel. We are cracker docking tonight and we have a big RV over there and a big RV right there. Cracker docking at Cracker Barrel is my favorite form of free camping.
Temperature's perfect.
Oh my God, the temperature's fantastic. It is like 62, 63 degrees here in Florida. No air conditioner needed. We just have the fan circulating in the van. We're way far away from everybody else. We do have our generator on, but our generator is very, very quiet. But we got here past dinner, so we can't have dinner, but we can go in and have breakfast in the morning, and that's how we say, thank you, Cracker Barrel, for letting us sleep in your parking lot. All right, we are about to hook up the TV, watch some Netflix, and go to sleep. See you tomorrow. Well, we made it to Tampa. We did a 6-hour drive yesterday and then a 6-hour drive today. We are here. We have actually just been sitting at the campsite, completely chilling for the last little bit. Made a nice little walk around. And so Tampa's a little tricky on finding campgrounds because it's such a big city that all the campgrounds are on the outside of the city. We were able to find one. It's probably going to be about, 20, 30 minutes from anything you need, but here we are. Speaking of anything we need, we're about to go grab dinner. Yes, we have food. We can cook, but I'm going to show you why we're going to get in our van and go get dinner because it's so worth it.
Okay, so as you can see, I got bungee cords, I got zip ties, and I got paracord. That is literally what's holding that up in place. Yeah, and look, here's one of the wires to the lights. It's just dangling there. Oh, it was destroyed. When it deployed, it was like on the windiest day that we've had seen in a while, and it literally, as soon as it deployed, a gust of wind just took it and went snap, and like parts flew off of it. So like the front piece, the front cap here
is gone.
It's cracked in half of it's gone, so that took off. So that's literally being held in place with like bungee cords and straps. But it's secure, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we made it 12 hours and it didn't move.
We hit a lot of bumps and had a lot of wind, and it stayed put, so I'm confident that it's not going anywhere. Yeah, that was interesting. That was my worst nightmare, came true.
It absolutely was.
Hopefully we don't have any more of those for a while.
No.
Okay, so we are at Fred's. This is a restaurant that we would come to quite often when we are in Tampa. Some friends of ours introduced it to us, and we've been hooked ever since. And the reason being is because it's kind of like it's like a buffet. You serve yourself, but it's like soul food.
So good.
Soul cooking, like cabbage and tomatoes and rice and gravy and beef tips and baked chicken and pot roast and chicken and dumplings and greens and cornbread, you name it. It's
and
like
desserts.
so good. The only problem with this place is you continue to shove food in your face until you basically die. You're gonna go into a food coma no matter what. There's just no getting past it. And so if you're on a diet, I would probably stay away from Fred's because the food's so good that diet goes right out the window as soon as you walk up in this place. But I'm excited. I'm tossing my diet out the window because Fred's is sacred. We're about to get our grub on. It's Elisa's favorite place. She's like, we are definitely going there tonight. And I'm like, no, because if we do, I'm going to eat like 4 strawberry shortcakes.
Oh well.
Because I always do. The desserts, y'all, are killer. They got like 5 or 6 delicious desserts. Actually, even more than that. And it's not that busy. You can always come in and get you a nice booth or a table. And it's just the atmosphere is really great. They got good tea. I get the unsweet.
Cut calories where you can, huh?
Yeah, it's just like grandma's kitchen in a restaurant. It's pretty awesome.
Let's go eat. Oh yeah.
See what I mean? I mean black-eyed peas, mustard greens, or I think that's actually collard greens. There's so much food up there. I could get a plate just of sides, like of greens and mac and cheese and things, but they got mac and cheese up there. They got fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy. They got pulled pork, sausage. But I got, so far, the black-eyed peas, the collard greens. I got some okra and tomatoes. I got rib and some salmon. Because, it's kind of like the epitome of wishful thinking.
Right? I was thinking the same thing.
I'm not going to go back and get another plate of fried chicken, and I don't know. But I'm trying. Let's eat.
What's cool is we've got nothing the same. So my plate, I've got mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potatoes, pulled pork, baked chicken, and a roll. And there's also fried shrimp, fried fish, fried chicken. I think we're going to have a couple of plates of fried things and desserts. Of course, there's a salad bar, which, no, not touching the salad bar tonight. It's all about the good food.
Oh, yeah.
What have you got now?
Well, I'm going on my 3rd plate. Shh, don't tell nobody. God, I knew it. I started out strong, and then I fell completely off the cliff, like I told you I was going to do. So, I had some fried fish, some fried shrimp, some mac and cheese on my 2nd plate, and it was all good. And some more collard greens because you gotta have the greens, especially when you're eating all the fried stuff.
Right? Balance.
I cannot leave Fred's without mashed potatoes and gravy because they're amazing, and some fried chicken because I'm from Louisiana. I gotta have my fried chicken. And oh my God, this is my favorite thing here though: the strawberry shortcake. They're pre-made. They sit them up top. You can get some other stuff underneath it. But this one here, you just grab and go. Oh, it's so good.
All right, is that fried chicken as good as it looks?
Oh, we'll see. Since I'm on a diet, we'll just pull the skin off. Looks pretty juicy. That gets the job done.
Right?
Yeah, use a little, if you're going to critique it and all, use a little more flavor, but like it's fried good, it's tender. Just dip it in the mashed potatoes.
Right?
And you're good.
Those mashed potatoes are the bomb. It's dessert time for me. And Jason's weakness is the strawberry shortcake. Mine is
Oh God, that looks
the
good.
peach cobbler. So they have a whole bunch of different desserts you can try. The peach cobbler is always my favorite.
Heaven in your mouth.
It's warm, it's sweet, it's delicious. Yum.
Whoa!
Yes.
Bite.
We have a fireplace in the van. Oh yeah. So while we're talking about RV updates, let me show you what we did to the beds. So these beds were pretty comfortable to begin with, but they're even better now. Come down to the end and I'll show you. So first off, we got these lovely plush blankets to cover up with on top of this one if it's a cold night. When you come down here, I put 2 sheets on here. So first off is a pillow top mattress pad. And you can see it's bigger than the bed itself, but it adds like a good inch or half inch right there.
Way more comfortable.
But the best thing
is the giant piece of foam
is
underneath
this. Yep. So as you can see, good mattress to begin with. But this foam, oh, look at that. Just look at that.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Just contours
And
to
then
your body.
this.
So pillow on top of pillow.
So nice mattress, really good foam, pillow top, made the beds way much more comfortable. So I don't know, I had a pretty good night's sleep the last 2 nights. What about you?
Absolutely. Well done, Elisa.
Yay! And we mentioned we're in Tampa, and we were in Tampa because we were getting on a cruise today. So instead of bringing big bulky luggage in the van because we're lacking on space, we have this
Old school duffel bag, y'all.
This thing folds up.
Now it is, we are maxing it out now.
So this thing folds up to like this big and folds inside of each other, and we keep it up here in the cabinet for times like this where we want to go get on a cruise from the van.
Look how tight it is.
Oh yeah.
Look,
We got 5 days worth of clothes for 2 people.
It is
packed in
tight,
there.
y'all. I hope the luggage handlers are gentle because it's going to pop in other words.
Well, that is 2 very unfussy people that don't need a lot of fancy clothes.
That's right, because we're just going to hang them up when we get there.
Right.
Hang them up in our room in the closet.
And we do have a little bottle of Downy Wrinkle Releaser in there as well. So
Stuff's
that
like
helps.
magic.
Yeah. And then some of the toiletries and other things are in the backpack. So between these 2 bags, we've got everything we need for a 5-day cruise.
Yes, buddy.
Yep, so we've got about an hour until we can head to the port. So we're just going to relax here at the campground and then mosey on to Port of Tampa.
Let's go.